I'm Cole Newton. And the following meditation is the continuation of our meditation bit by bit through Psalm 1. And this one's titled The Way of Sinners, and it comes from verse 1, nor stands in the way of sinners, Psalm 1:1. As we have noted, this first verse of Psalm 1 gives us a picture of the blessed man by way of negation, stating what he is not like. It then began by saying that he does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, meaning that he does not live by the advice of those who reject God and his word. And we come now to the second statement, nor stands in the way of sinners. We should first note how standing differs from walking. Insightful, I know. As we said, walking is frequently used as a figure of speech for how we live our lives. Walking, therefore, implies direct and continual action. Standing, however, is a stationary act, although that doesn't make it any less intentional. In Ephesians chapter 6, Paul calls us 4 times to stand against the forces of darkness that array themselves against us, as soldiers called to stand their ground at all costs. Used negatively, as it is here, standing implies an intentional presence. The blessed man does not stand in the way of sinners. Ways, or paths of life, is a significant theme within scriptures, especially within the wisdom literature. This very psalm will end with one final contrast between the ways of the righteous and of the wicked in verse 6. And Jesus used this very imagery when he spoke about the easy and hard roads that either lead to broad or narrow gates, leading to everlasting life or everlasting destruction. And Proverbs speaks of the path of wisdom versus the path of the fool. In fact, listen to the counsel of Proverbs chapter 4, verses 14 and 15. Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of the evil. Avoid it. Do not go on it. Turn away from it and pass on. Solomon pleads 5 times in just 2 verses for us to avoid the way of the wicked, the path of the sinners. And verse 19 explains why. The way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know over what they stumble. Indeed, as with the adulteress, the steps along this path of foolishness, this path of wickedness, goes down to death. Therefore, the man who stands in the way of sinners is intentionally placing himself along the path of death. He aligns himself with what will surely end in destruction, and yet he does not flee. Consider then, in what ways are you actively placing yourself in sin's path? How are you standing in the way that sinners go? Blessed are those who avoid the way of sinners, who turn away from the path of evil and pursue the wisdom and the righteousness of the Lord instead. Thank you so much for listening. For more resources to help you know and love God's Word more, please visit bcnewton.co. Until next time, grace and peace.